Death Watch.
Okay. The wheel of time turns and ages come to pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend soon fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes again. In one age, called the Third Age by some, an age yet to come, an age long past, a wind rose over the frigid north. The wind swept down the snowy peaks and delved deep into the long-forgotten valleys, bringing the icy winds. Picking up speed, the winds rushed onward, past dark and forgotten cities. They gathered with them snow which fell on the lands they crossed, until the winds blew into the city of Caemlyn, gripping the city in its frigid embrace. And that's where you find yourself.
Nice, John. I like it.
Are we at an inn?
Yes, so you guys are going to be in the Inn of the Golden Stag. Adina, you're there with your mentor, Sheena Seti.
Sheena?
Sheena.
Sheena. Oh, like the Queen of the Jungle?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rafe, you are there because you had gotten a tip from a inn you were staying at in Ilion after you had sworn in for the Hunt of the Horn that it was somewhere in Caemlyn. Pronounce your name for me, Brandon.
Cho'Gath.
Cho'Gath, okay. Cho'Gath, you're there to see the false dragon, Logain, as he's going to be paraded through the city in a few days. And Falk, you are coming down from northern Andor for the same reason. So, the mood at the Golden Stag is boisterous, almost festive. Although the simplicity of the fare reflects the long, hard winter, there is plenty to drink, and where there is ale, there is a light-hearted crowd. Music, laughter, and games of chance quickly spring up. So many are crammed into the Golden Stag that the common room cannot contain all the guests, and the tables have been set up in the stable yard to accommodate the overflow. There are several open fires to hold the wintry chill at bay and grant a cheery atmosphere. A fiddler plays as guests chatter and toss dice. The crowd is mixed with a few who wear the red band of Morgay's supporters. A few wear white in opposition, but most don't openly display any affiliation. Those who have chosen sides avoid the company of their rivals, gathering in clusters at opposite ends of the stable yard. But Master Farron has forbidden any open strife on his property, and his men seem to have the muscle to make that order stick. So far, the antagonists have been content to shoot the occasional hostile glare across the courtyard at one another, avoiding more serious confrontations. What do you do?
You said we were all seated together?
Yes, you're going to be seated at the same table just because of how crowded it is, as enjoying some light conversation.
All right. Well, in that case, Rafe will be definitely talking about the many adventures he's already had and that he plans to have, and trying to get a game of dice going for those that are interested in that sort of thing.
I like to think you're completely oblivious to who's at the table with you, too.
Probably a little bit.
I'll strike up a conversation with him, asking him about where he's been and what he's been doing, and more interested in what's out in the world than where I came from.
Well, I've been everywhere, and I've done everything. Let me tell you, down in the mall, you got to be smart and you got to be lucky.
So can I play this like I was in the Blight doing campaign stuff, and then I got my wound, and so I'm on leave, and that's why I decided to come down and see the false dragon. Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and let's also get a character descriptions. So we'll start with Justin.
Okay, so I'm a simple kid of 17, fairly tall for an Andoran. I'm 6 feet tall, fairly lithe and dexterous. A very travel-worn outfit. My longbow and my boar spear never very far from me, and I have the look of someone who is more comfortable out in the wild than they are in a city, and obviously a little bit overwhelmed with all of the people and fantastic nature of things going on around me. So I'm the wide-eyed country bumpkin kid come to the big city.
How old are you?
17.
And Adina.
You want my description?
Yeah.
Domani, dark hair, green eyes, lightly tanned, average height and weight, so about 5'7", 128-ish. Maybe a little skinny, I'm not too sure. I always just write random numbers for my weights when I make characters anyway. Let's see. So, like, what are we, me and my mentor, what are we kind of doing here? That would determine how I'm dressed.
You and your mentor were sent here by the tower to assist if needed, if anything happened with Logain coming through.
All right. So we're possibly undercover?
Yeah.
All right. So right now I'm wearing a fairly form-fitted, like, riding dress that isn't really too revealing or anything. And if I'm supposed to be acting like normal, air quotes for those that are listening, she'll be kind of upping her Domani type side. She'll be laughing and trying to make conversation, but she doesn't really care. Like,
so Adina is also traveling with a woman who is in her middle years. At least it looks that way. You can't really gauge her age. For those of you who have been out in the world enough or have seen him, Cho'Gath, you may have seen him as in the Borderlands, but it's unmistakable that she's an Aes Sedai, or Aes Sedai as the books want you to say.
Okay.
But she's not wearing anything that would identify her as that. As not the serpent ring. She doesn't have a shawl, anything like that. She is dressed in a not as form-fitting as Adina, but a snug white dress with lacing down the sides. As it looks like, say, a minor noble's garb.
Okay.
And she's not making conversation with anybody. She's just sipping some wine and watching the room itself. Go ahead and continue on with the descriptions there, Rafe.
Rafe is tall, dark, and gaunt, in baggy white breeches and a sleeveless, tight-fitting long coat that flares out at the waist beneath a bright yellow sash. He forgoes the clean-shaven cheeks of Terran common folk in favor of the oiled, pointed beard that the high lords of his land wear. And in the conversing, the part of his character that these guys have probably already seen come through is the brash, somewhat foolhardy part. And he's a foul-mouthed blowhard on occasion as well, and a bit of a know-it-all.
Nice.
So he favors burn me, flaming this, flaming that, sort of thing. But he will actually temper it if these two appear to be finely dressed.
we're going to have to censor all that, right?
The flaming and the bloody?
Yeah, we're going to have to.
What are we going to put in there?
I don't know. Just can't have cussing on the show.
Golly.
Yeah.
Golly.
Doggone it.
Dag nabbit.
And then Cho'Gath, how about yourself?
How do you spell your name?
Raef.
Oh, F? Okay. Okay, so I am 6'1", and I'm clearly not from here. I have the shaved head, but a top knot of long black hair sticking out the top of my head, a shaved face, and because it's so much warmer here than what I'm used to, I'm just wearing a
Shirt,
shirt. I don't have my coat on or my cloak with me.
maybe a vest.
Right. And so I'm well muscled and quiet. I would play this as I'm intelligent enough to realize that the Aes Sedai is not trying to draw attention to herself, so I'm not going to draw attention to her. But I will frown at Rafe when he slips up with his language.
I'm all flame. Do I supplant bloody? Because that's the lesser. Like flaming's like the F-bomb.
Yeah. Instead you say.
Bloody, I mean bloody.
Other than that, I'm sort of overwhelmed by all the people and how soft everyone appears to be and the lack of readiness. And I'm not going to allow myself to be tricked into a game of dice with the seedy-looking fellow.
I'm an honest
Next to me.
gambler.
No such thing.
Oh, there was one other detail, John. I'm suffering from a mild cold, if that's all right. My constitution's my low one. So
Oh, okay.
I was going to have like colds or allergies or everything wherever I go.
All right.
Right, so I've got also a giant scar running down my face, and I'm missing the upper half of my left ear.
Is that to battle or is that to frostbite? Or?
Yeah, whatever. Probably
Grateful ask him about it.
frostbite in the blight.
Self-mutilation to look cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If Rafe asks me about it, I'll tell him that I was in the blight and got frostbitten, and then the scars from like a Trolloc,
So
which he
tell-
probably doesn't
Tell
believe
me,
exists.
yeah, between me and you, are there really Trollocs up there?
Yes, there are.
Ah,
Yeah, more than
no
you can
flaming
count.
Trollocs. That's all a child's tale.
Too big to fit in the door. You call me a liar? I'll pull my sword.
I'll back
Easy,
up Cho'Gath because the northern part of Andor kind of abuts the southern part of the borderlands. So,
Yeah.
so I'm going to shake his hand, and because he's in my eyes a hero. He's faced Trollocs and the demons of the north. So
burn me if two men say it's so. It's so.
Yeah, so just to give you guys an idea, I mean, you're not even in the inn. You're just in the stable yard still. That's how crowded this is.
Oh, okay.
Right. There's so many people here because of the false dragon coming through that this was the best that you could find. You three will have rooms together, right? So you're sharing with other people, not necessarily with each other. Adina and your mentor, you have your own room. That was the only exception that was made. So you do have a room apart. After some light conversation for about an hour that passes, Master Farron arrives at your table and bow to Sheena, Mistress Sheena, and presents a letter, which she opens and reads. And then she leans over to Adina and states that she needs to, says, I have business elsewhere in the city. Just stay here and await my return. And then she excuses herself from the table. And
When she stands up, I will also stand up.
Yeah, I'll do what's proper. But
when he does, I'll do that kind of half awkward stand, sit, not really knowing what to do. Because even though she's dressed simply, she's obviously being shown quite a bit of respect. So I'm going to be kind of confused as to the situation.
we're incognito. So does she would have probably briefed me on whether or not she wants me to stand or curtsy or do
it's
She's
pretty
dressed
much
like a
treated
noble.
as you're like a handmaiden at this point
okay.
for her.
Yeah,
Right.
so I'll stand up and curtsy and was it like As you say, mistress.
Okay.
That accent's subject to change. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, because I can't do accents, but I really wish I could.
Give it a
So
try.
I was thinking when I game master, I'll just do an accent and then say that it's in a perfect, you know.
Well, can't argue with that.
We're in a different world. So
Yeah.
the accent that you do is the appropriate one,
That's
which is
true.
why you should do
Yeah.
an accent
Yeah.
and just go for it, man.
Yeah, John, I'll join them in the bowing and scraping. Because in Tyr, if you don't do that when the High Lords come walking by, you can get in trouble.
Okay. So yeah, you do find it a little odd, that the lady who has that type of treatment is not even allowed to go into the find a table inside the inn, right? As it does seem a little bit out of place. But so strangers all in a strange city. You had found yourselves all at the same table, engaged in light conversation. But the festive chatter of the crowd is suddenly silenced by an angry shout. Two men, one in red and the other in white, are closing upon one another as one of Master Farron's toughs moves to break up the fight. "Only a coward turns his back on his queen," the man in red cries. "Burn me, you'll eat those words," replies the man in white as he reaches for his dagger.
Get that flaming pig kisser.
But before the fight joins, a bouncer grabs the man. The furious combatant struggles to turn on his knife on the tough. But before he can draw blood, the powerful bouncer hurls the man at the stable wall. He crashes against a shed door, tumbling through it as it splinters apart, to land in a heap in the floor within. There's a gasp from the hushed crowd, but the unconscious man in white is no longer the focus of attention. For within the shadows of the shed, a dark form is shifting, taller than a man by half. Its bestial head swings towards the open door. Light glints off of monstrous fangs in disturbingly human eyes. As they survey the crowd, it issues a low growl. The creature brandishes a crude, curving sword and steps towards the doorway. Behind it, more such creatures stir in the darkness. There's a collective scream as the crowd scatters in every direction. Go ahead and do spot checks. Falk,
21.
Adina,
16.
Rafe,
16.
Chogarth,
11.
11. So everybody but Cho'Gath sees that you see two creatures in the shed hastily forcing a struggling form into a coarse burlap sack. Because that's what the two forms behind it are.
So do I see the first one?
You do see the first one, yeah. Everybody sees the first one. It's the two behind that you see them, you're just not aware of what they're doing. And then let's go ahead and get an initiative.
Nice.
All right. And Falk.
6.
And Adina.
12.
Rafe, sorry.
17.
And Cho'Gath.
23.
Okay, so it's going to be Cho'Gath first.
So I'll shout Trolloc and then draw my sword as a move and attack the Trolloc.
Okay.
18.
That's a hit.
So I do +1 damage to Trollocs because I have the Shadow Spawn Hunter feat.
Nice.
So 11 damage.
Okay. And what are you using?
So I have a long sword, and so I'll just yank it from its sheath as I run over and just slash downward at its chest.
Okay,
Because I'm not afraid of Trollocs.
Yeah, you feel right at home here. You know, the only difference is typically they don't get inside the town.
Right.
And it's warmer.
Yeah, a little bit warmer too. So without missing a beat, Cho'Gath, already having jumped up from the table, shouts Trolloc and pulls his sword, runs over and delivers a slash down its chest. All right, and then Rafe?
So I'll stand and from the table and shout, "What under the light is that?" And but I'll back. Sorry, what was your name?
Cho'Gath.
Cho'Gath. I'll back Cho'Gath up. I'll run up with my club, and I'll attempt to aid him.
Okay.
You have my aid.
Okay. What do I do with it?
You can either take a +2 to your attack roll, or I think you can have a +2 to your AC if you want it.
Okay.
All right. So what you notice here, this Trolloc is standing inside the shed a little bit still, so it does only allow one person to engage in melee with him. Okay. So you can still aid by like taunting in the back, right? But you won't be able to, without reach, you won't be able to engage in melee. All right, and then Adina?
Embrace Theodore.
Okay. What knowledges do you have, Cho'Gath?
The Blight.
And Falk?
Nature.
Okay. What about you, Adina?
Arcana.
And Rafe?
History, nature, nobility, and royalty.
Okay. All right. So the Trolloc, having been slashed down his chest, gives a fierce roar and attacks with his scythe sword.
All right. Well, because of Rafe aiding me, my AC is 20.
Okay. So he's still a little stunned from that massive hit, and he swings wildly but misses.
Okay.
All right. And then Falk.
All right, so I'm gonna grab my spear and, in my mind, seeing the chance to be a hero and help, one of my heroes. I'm gonna grab my boar spear, get up and back into the left, and try and stab it.
Okay.
So it does have reach. 17.
That's a hit.
What kind of a head does this one have?
This one has a boar's head.
Perfect.
For 4 damage.
Okay.
A boar spear really does 1d4 damage.
2d4.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Falk rushes in, and through the gaps in the dance of death that you and this Trolloc are doing, he thrusts his boar spear. You get it in the upper thigh, as wounding it but not killing it yet. Do you guys want to do a new initiative each round, or do you just want to keep your same initiatives? I'm going to get some input on that.
I'm fine with keeping. Seems to go faster, but
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll come back to Cho'Gath.
okay. All right, so I'll make another slash at him,
Okay.
and I want to stay in the door so they can't get in and attack all these the helpless people.
I appreciate it.
What's that say?
18.
So because of Shadow Spawn Hunter, that's a potential critical. Because I get improved critical against Trollocs.
Okay.
So see if I get. What's that say?
3.
All right, so it's just a hit.
Okay.
5 damage. Or 6 damage, sorry.
Okay. So he was pretty torn up. So with this one, he goes down on one knee, and you just deliver a nice chop to the back of the neck. And well, it doesn't go all the way through. It still opens a pretty good gash.
Good.
Black blood starts pouring forth.
Flaming goat kisser.
So now that you're that close, you do see the two others. Where this shed is at, it actually backs up to an alleyway. So you see them, they've almost got this thing stuffed into the sack.
Okay.
Okay.
A person? Or just
It has the shape of a person, yes. And it's obviously struggling, crying out.
Okay.
So you can tell pretty clearly what it is.
So I just see two more Trollocs here?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then was that going to be it for you? Did you want to move or?
Yeah, I'll take a step in so that my new companions can get in.
Okay. All right. So, Rafe, you were standing off to the side of Cho'Gath there, and he's now slain that first Trolloc and has stepped in where you see the same thing as there's essentially some ankles hanging out of a bag. They've almost finished their work there, and it's going to be your turn.
I guess I'll drop my club and ready my bow,
Okay.
my short bow, and I'll take a shot if it seems like would be safe to do so.
Yeah, you can. I'm going to do a -2 though because it's pretty crowded in here.
Okay. Hit somebody here.
Yeah.
7.
Okay. So your shot goes wide as chalk it up to the dimness and all the moving figures as you drop the club, pulled the bow out, and as quick as it comes out, an arrow comes out and sticks into the wall.
I blame it on the Dark One reaching his bore.
All right.
Dark One.
And then Adina?
All right, so where does it look like they're going to try to flee to?
The gate that went to the alley is still open, so it looks like they were most just going to go right out there again, as they're essentially right next to it. It's about a 20-foot by 15-foot shed. There's a gate that's about 10 feet wide that opens into the alleyway, and they're standing right next to it.
Would you say this person they're trying to stuff in a burlap sack is essentially a small creature at this point?
It's still counted as medium size. As you can tell at this point, is that it sounds like a girl struggling, and she's shouting out for help.
All right, I guess I'll just I'll aid Cho'Gath by essentially sacrificing a weave to annoy a Trolloc.
Okay. So does that just add the standard plus
Trolloc.
2?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the Trollocs finish stuffing this girl into the bag, and they turn to flee down the alley, which will provoke an attack from Cho'Gath. They're a little. What is the range on your spear?
It's just a 5-foot range.
Okay, so they're just out of range of your spear, though.
It's just got reach.
Okay, I'll take that attack of opportunity.
Okay.
So one of them's carrying
Yeah, one of
the
them.
sack.
Yeah, the one that heads out first grabs the sack, slings it over his shoulder, and then starts to file out. The other one's going to move in behind it.
Yeah, I'll attack the one with the sack. Is that a 16?
As I to tell.
Yeah, 16. So, 21.
Okay, that's a hit.
Your dice are very shiny.
For 6 damage.
Okay. All right, so it gives out a cry as you slash it across the back. It's still up and mobile and continues to make its way out. So these, as soon as it rounds the corner, you can hear hooves and then boots fading into the distance. All right, and then it's going to be Falk.
Can I get past Cho'Gath?
Yeah, there's enough room in here to get past. It's a pretty wide shed.
Okay, I'll go. Still carrying my boar spear, I'll go charging past him and out into the alleyway. And can I see where they're going now?
You can barely make out the large shapes. The alleyways aren't lit.
Yeah.
So you can barely make out the shapes passing another street further down.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start running in that direction.
Okay. So you're going to do a double move?
Yeah.
Okay. And then it's going to bring us back to Cho'Gath.
All right. Well, I know that they're faster than horses, right?
Yeah.
So I'll try to shout to him that we're not going to catch him on foot. And then, so this is in the stables?
It's in the stable yard, yeah.
All right. So do I see my horse?
It is in the stable.
Okay.
So you'd have to go in, and it's already been unsaddled, and
They'll be long gone by then. So I guess I'll just start looking around to see if I can determine who that was that they were kidnapping.
okay. As Rafe, is there anything that you wanted to do in turn?
Yeah, I mean, not really being familiar with Trollocs, I'll pick my club out and move out after them.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody seems to be lagging or stopping, I guess like if I pass him, I'll be like, "Come on, we gotta." You saw they had that girl.
Did you say that out loud, Cho'Gath?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried to tell him.
Yeah, so you hear him, you pick up your club, and as you're moving forward, Cho'Gath is saying, it's no use, they're faster than horses. They're going to be long gone. And then, Adina, is there anything else that you wanted to do in turn?
Are there any saddled horses?
No, there hadn't been a new arrival. The innkeeper had put a sign that essentially said that the place was full, and they'd completely packed this place.
No. I'll just hold my action.
All right, and you do hear for a few moments the boots and the hooves clattering on the ground, and then even that's gone.
Okay. I'm going to continue charging down the alleyway, screaming at the top of my lungs, Trollocs! Trollocs in the city! Trollocs!
Okay.
That guy's got the right flaming idea.
All right, so that'll end the combat. I mean, you won't be able to catch him.
I understand,
but
I'm gonna keep chasing and searching for him.
Okay. So, a frightened Master Farron creeps into the stable yard, followed by a huddled mass of the bravest among the guests and servants of the Golden Stag. They stand there stunned, staring at the body of the Trolloc. None of them have ever seen him before. Most believe they were just myth. After a few moments, the shock wears off and voices overlap, everyone trying to talk at once. As stories of you fighting the Trolloc start to ripple through the crowd, people come over to clap you on the back and offer to buy you a drink. Celebration all around.
Oh, I'm missing the party.
I'll accept all of the glory that Brandon earned for us. Sorry, I gotta write your name down, dude. Keep it together.
So,
Cho'Gath?
Show apostrophe.
suddenly there's a lot of motion towards the back of this crowd that has gathered around you. How long do you want to spend out and about?
Probably until I realize I have no idea which direction they went anymore.
Okay.
And the fact that nobody followed me.
Yeah, that very quickly dawns on you by the time that you get to the end of that street.
Okay.
And you don't see any sign, you don't hear any sign of them. No one's shouting or yelling anymore. There's nothing from up ahead to indicate that someone has seen them run off even.
Okay.
So you'll make your way back into the stable yard roughly this time here. So the crowd in front of you parts to reveal a thin, hawk-nosed man, a little stooped and just shy of middle age as he approaches from the crowd. You recognize him as Bennett, the stable master of the Golden Stag Inn, who lives in a room above the shed. "Is it true?" he pants, his eyes searching past you at the wrecked door of the shed. "There were Trollocs here? Light save me, is it true?" Master Farron approaches while Bennett is talking. He reaches out an arm, puts his hand on his shoulder, and says, "Calm down, Ben. They were here, but they're gone now. Thank the light, we're all safe and sound. But they said, Bennett waves aimlessly back toward the inn. Someone said they took her. They put her in a sack. Is it true? Did the Trollocs take Serene?
Yes. They took somebody. I'll go over and make sure that the Trolloc we killed is actually dead.
Okay.
Poke it a little bit with my sword.
I was going to unconscious.
So I can see it's still breathing?
Yeah.
Well, I'll finish it up.
Okay.
And then I'll tell Falk to clean the head of your spear very well.
Yes, sir.
Cho'Gath, I'll actually be clapping you on the shoulder. Burn me, that was some of the finest blade work I've ever seen. Where'd you learn to use a sword like that?
I learned it in the crew.
I always fancied myself a swordsman. Never had the opportunity to learn. You don't suppose you'd teach me how to do that, would you?
Well, I don't know that we're gonna hang around each other that much. But
Are you kidding?
I'll point out the Trolloc and say, "This is what I was talking about." And I'll move its head around so people can see.
This is such,
because they're huge, right?
Yeah, they're a large creature. But at Bennett's last word and you saying yes, they took somebody, as the excited crowd starts to part as guests and servants alike start searching the stables, the shed, and the yard for any sign of Bennett's daughter. It's quickly obvious Serene is gone. Hushed speculation on her fate drifts through the remaining cloud, running from gruesome to worse. Master Farron looks back at you. You've done much already, and I fear to ask more of you, Master Farron says. But, well, she's just a little girl, and she's all that poor Bennett has. Blind me, since her mother died, we've all sort of adopted her. She's like a daughter to the entire inn. Bennett pauses to wipe the sweat from his forehead. We're outside the city walls, and it always takes some time to call the guard down here. Eyes growing wild, Bennett reaches out for Cho'Gath and grasps your hand pleadingly and says, "You can get her back. Won't you help her? Quickly, please, before they are too far away."
You can count on us, man.
As the light is my witness, I will do everything I can.
So,
But she's already dead, David. She's in a cook pot. Yeah, no, I will, and I will immediately gather my things and tell that old dude to saddle my horse.
okay. So as soon as you say yes and you start gathering, as you're gathering your things, a stooped figure you see is shuffling through the crowd. As a murmur of disgust ripples through the crowd as a stooped shape, more a filthy pile of rags than a man, pushes its way towards you. "That filthy beggar again," Master Farron exclaims. "He's been hanging around for 2 days now." He turns towards the shuffling mound. "I told you to stay away from the stag, you vermin. Now get out, or I'll have Bennett set the dogs on you." The beggar cringes, if such a wretched creature could possibly stoop deeper, but doesn't turn. "I saw," the man croaks, "in the alley there. I saw the creature pass. I can lead you." Farron's scowls turn to astonishment. "You saw where they went?" He turns back towards you. "The beggar can lead you. Hurry, please, and save little Serene."
I'll ask the beggar how far.
He states, "Just down the road."
They didn't
My lord.
leave. They didn't leave the city.
You guys are on the outer
Right.
out parts of the city. So he says that they are leaving.
Okay.
You better ask for some waxed cloth or whatnot so you can save some Serene for them.
Oh, right.
You've gathered your items that you would need, and then you follow the beggar out. Is there anything anybody needed to do right before?
No, we're just
Wanted to do.
expecting to.
No, time is of the essence.
We're not going anywhere, right? We're just
You're just
chasing him
temporary.
down.
Chase down, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll grab my horse.
Okay. So The stooped form of the beggar leads you into the road, so you have to slow your horse down. But C doesn't have one.
But if we get out of town...
Okay. Then down the street and around the corner, past the alleyway entrance. He continues to shuffle down the street, angling towards the fields that surround the outskirts of the city. Excuse me. Is there anything that you guys wanted to do or while you're following?
No. Well, I wanted to ask Cho'Gath, is it typical for Trollocs to come into a town and kidnap someone? I've only ever heard of them taking people from the outskirts of town or just slaughtering people as they...
It's not at all typical for them to be this far south.
And the kidnapping? Like, I've heard of them dragging villagers off for cookpots, but I've never heard of them targeting one person.
Yeah, it's very strange to me that they would go into a town, right, and kidnap one person. That's very strange.
Yeah, it's pretty out of the ordinary that they would even be down here, as you don't expect to see them much past the border of the Blight. And so just the fact that even 3 being here throws up some warning signs for you.
Yeah, for Rafe, he'll start out unusually excited to be going into the night to chase down Trollocs. But as you guys talk about how unusual it is, he'll be even more excited. Trollocs? Maybe lead me to the horn?
So at the fringe of the field surrounding the city outskirts, some 600 or so feet from the Golden Stag, the beggar points along a hedgerow. The Trollocs, he indicates, went into the stand of trees a quarter mile across the field. So you've been traveling for a little bit of time now. He doesn't move very quickly, but you've passed outside of the city. There's no lighting anymore, other than what the moon provides.
I'll light a torch.
Okay.
Right, so we should try to be stealthy if we can.
Yeah, I'll tell Rafe to keep that torch behind me and not to ruin my night vision.
The moon is pretty bright.
I know, but
you'd be able to see for a little ways without the torch. Not the full 30 feet, but a good 15 in front of you at least, and then it becomes shadowy.
Yeah, I'll probably still start to light it, but if they say something.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Want to stumble into a Trollocs cave or den or wherever they're at? Be my guest.
So, set the scene here for you. You guys are along the road. There's the hedgerows hedgerow off the edge. You can see over those. They're not overly tall. Goes through a field, and there's just a stand of trees in that. But you can proceed any way that you want to. There's no road running up to the trees. It's crossing through a field.
Okay. Now, Cho'Gath, you said we should take it with stealth?
Well, we have no idea how many more Trollocs there are.
Okay. When he says that, I'll dismount and try and tie up my horse to either just anything that's nearby.
Along the hedgerow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same here.
Who had track?
I did.
You do?
I also have track.
Go ahead and roll your track.
I don't even see it.
Now, what you want to look
16.
for, Falk, is
What'd you get?
19.
I got a 16.
All right, so you both very clearly see the footprints of the Trollocs.
That's not important. It's that he rolled higher,
Yeah.
and so he's better
So
at tracking.
he points out the
For all time.
he points out that the boot marks that go alongside the hoof marks are too big to be human. He's like, see, this is how I know it's a Trolloc. Does that fit with your character there?
Yeah, I'll give him the average foot size of a man or something like that. That's something useless.
The depression in the ground means that they're carrying something. Wonder what it could be. Could be that girl in a sack. No, not heavy enough.
Yeah, I'll just take it as, he also knows some about tracking, because were they pretty obvious?
No, I mean, if you were untrained, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between like a mule and a person walking behind it to till the field. Is the till or the fields? Well, here, let me do this. So the recently tilled fields stretch a quarter mile. You can easily make out jagged footprints of the Trollocs in the disturbed earth. They parallel a hedgerow that extends out into the field, stretching towards a copse of trees at the far edge. In the nighttime darkness, the copse is a black mass, and no forms can be discerned in the inky shadow.
Okay. But yeah, I'll discuss it with him just like I would any other hunter. Say, yeah, it looks like it's leading directly into those trees there, and they don't seem to be in any kind of a hurried pace, so we may catch them there.
Now, what you want to do is, once I feel like I've established in my own head my worth, then I'll actually compliment Falk on his ability. Fellow woodsman.
Born and raised.
Cho'Gath, do a knowledge check for the your blight.
Well, first I wanted to bring up that does Adina, has she shown any of that ageless quality yet?
No.
All right. Well, so there's no reason for me to believe she can channel.
No.
Okay.
She has given no indication.
Might have even forgotten I was there.
Yeah, right. Okay. Knowledge blight.
Yeah.
11.
Okay. So
I know we're not in the blight.
yeah,
Are you sure? This field
I'm going to
looks
use
pretty tore
this
up.
more as almost for creatures within the blight. So
Right.
you know that the Trollocs are typically fearless. They're also pretty sneaky in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
They're
They're devious.
devious. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that going into
Conniving.
your planning here.
Okay.
Hey, Falk, I guess it was search for track if I messed up your skill. That's the base skill.
It's search? I thought it said wilderness lore.
It's wilderness lore. Yeah.
What?
Is what that would take into that should take into account the tracking.
I thought that the feet track said
Maybe it
wilderness
does.
lore.
The skill says search says you can't use it to find tracks unless you have the track feet. So maybe it's a bit of a typo or something.
Well, like how it usually is unless you have track, you can't. It's like disarming traps or unlocking doors.
Says use this skill to hunt wild game, guide a party safely through the frozen wastelands, identify signs of a Trolloc unit's passage, or avoid natural hazards. With the track feat, you can also use this skill to track foes through the wilderness.
With wilderness lore?
That's wilderness lore, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at the track feed itself. To find tracks or follow them requires a wilderness lore check.
Okay.
Oh. Yes.
yeah.
For some reason, they put it a mention of it in the search skill itself. So
Well, it's because without track, if
that's what you
it's
would
obvious,
default to.
yeah, you can still find tracks, but you wouldn't be able to track them.
All right. So how would
Sorry
you like
about that.
to approach this? How would you like to approach the cops?
All right, we need to be quiet.
I'll cast Trace with her as my target. I think I can do that, right? I think I just specify a target.
So we're stalking.
Yeah, and I'm not very quiet.
Hmm.
Well, I'm not bad. Let's see. +1.
Are you calling for hiding or just moving quietly?
We will do both.
Yeah, they can see in the dark.
So I'm
very
going to cast
well.
it at level 0 because I have all of the affinities. It goes to a level 1, and because I'm pretty sure she's experiencing a tense in motion, it doubles the range. So if she's within 600 feet, I'll know it. And if she came through this way within a day, I'll know if she was here.
And that was Trace.
Yeah.
What talent is that under?
Conjunction.
Okay.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah. Conjunction. What's your function?
Conjunction junction.
Oh, dang it!
Does that have
Can't
any
even
like?
remember that.
Can we see or tell or anything?
It depends on if Adina still uses hand movements, and with the one power,
Well,
she doesn't need to.
if she's trying to be white, then she probably wouldn't.
Well, also,
And I wouldn't be looking at her.
yeah, also I'm Damani, so who knows what type of weird hand gestures they make.
Yeah. Okay. So I recommend that. So I probably can tell that Wraith is probably a sneaky type of character, right? Well, I recommend you guys go first, and I will stay a distance behind because I can't be as quiet with this armor on. And then
Yes,
when
sir.
you see him, I'll charge in.
Yes, sir. Count on me.
All right. So, Adina, you do know that she did pass through here. She is roughly. Was that in feet that it said?
Yeah.
For Trace?
Yeah. So because I have the affinities, I'm able to get it up to a 1, which is 300 feet. Then because of her intense emotion, it's most likely doubling it to 600.
Okay, yeah, it's some intense emotion for. Just give me just a second here.
I'm going to, before I start sneaking, I'm going to go to Adina and say, "Milady, you shouldn't be here. But if you're going to follow us, I'm going to hand her my dagger, my hunting knife, and say, you must be able to protect yourself.
Thank you. And I'll kind of...
Now stay down and don't be seen."
Throw it in the hedge.
I'll Luke Skywalker it.
Wait, Shinarans have that thing with women, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they're like hyper protective.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
But you guys cozy up in the bathhouses.
Well, yeah, they do that, but there's also like manners and
Yeah.
stuff related to it, and a man would die before he lets any harm come to a woman. So I'll stay very close to Adina. But I'm not going to try and tell her not to be here.
Okay, so yeah, you know that she is in that copse of trees, about 300 feet, or 400 feet from you. Now, in the field itself, so you'll have the hedgerow to the right. The trees are going to be in front of you. The path to the left, or the way to go to the left, is open. It's still filled, right?
Yeah.
So, are you guys just going to approach it straight on, following those
recent.
tracks?
It's
Falk and
recent.
I are, I think, going to go ahead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to follow about 30 feet behind them.
Okay. And Adina?
Yeah, I'll take a rear position, but I think I might try to bluff because I don't want to reveal that I'm a channeler yet. But I think I might do a bluff and try to say like, "Oh, me and my mistress rested at a camping spot about 400 feet in this direction." Maybe they went that way.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
13.
All right, and then just go ahead and do sense motives for anyone that has it.
7.
Okay.
13.
Have not very good wisdom.
Oh crap! I should have rolled composure first.
17.
13.
that
And you
like
got a 13?
synergy bonus?
Yes.
Okay.
If I roll composure, I get +2 to bluff.
So, Cho'Gath, you do believe, Adina, that there's the campground.
Why would she lie? There's no reason.
Exactly. Rafe, you think she might be holding something back, right? This is like there could be. I don't know if she actually stayed there or not, but you know,
I won't think anything of it
She's demonic.
at this
so-
point. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're mysterious to me.
Yeah.
Just being a dude. So.
And you know that,
She's
they
just lying.
they didn't stay there.
Okay.
And from what you can tell, is she's not being honest with you in that.
Where are you from?
But she is really pretty.
From northern Andor.
So
You might even know the land and know that I'm lying.
yeah, you know that
Yeah,
there's
probably.
no camping spot there.
But you might know that there might be something else 400 feet that direction.
Like like maybe the reason for the bluff or something. Like you were trying to get us to go to that specific spot.
I'm not going to understand why she's lying. I'm just going to take it that she's not being honest. And I'll have to confront her about it later.
Why'd you lie when we would start?
Yeah, but at this point, I don't see any reason to
Point it out.
point it out or call her out on it.
Falk, we're gonna
Because that's where we're going anyway.
go up ahead.
So when you do your spots, add +3 to that due to the hedgerow.
Our spots?
Yeah, add +3 to your spot because you guys are coming in right next to that hedgerow.
Okay.
So you can use it as kind of a shield.
You mean hide?
Hide, sorry.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Are we doing move silently too?
Yeah, do a move silently as well.
So I'm real quiet, but I walk atop the hedgerow.
My traveling dress is
Right.
Wrestling. What kind of armor do you have, Brandon?
Well, it's just studded leather and a shield. But
Burnished to a mirror sheen.
it has a check penalty, so
You're reflecting the moonlight.
like -1 for the leather and -2 for the shield on move silently.
Okay, and then what was your hide, Cho'Gath?
8,
And move silent?
20.
nice.
Okay, and Rafe?
25 hide, 20 move silent.
And Adina?
5 hide, 15 move silently.
Okay, and Falk?
13 hide, 24 move silent.
I would like to again remind my fellow players that I'm in the rear, far away from
Yeah,
you guys.
Falk
who-
and I are
You're
30
back
feet
by
ahead.
me. I'm like 30 feet behind these
Okay,
guys.
yeah, I'd be back.
It was your hide that was low.
Yeah, I was probably like kept poking my head over the hedge maze.
I'll be looking like I'm choking, wanting to admonish you on your hiding. I guess I'm like,
Noob. So where are you from?
tear.
Tier, right.
So you can see me, but I'm silent.
Yeah, that's the saving grace.
Yeah, same here. I'm silent, but you can see me.
Did you get your bonus? Add your bonus?
The +3?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, the plus, so my hide was 11, not 8.
Oh, yeah. I think mine should be 9.
So you'd be a 8 then, Chris? Or Adina?
9, right? I said, I
You gave me 5, is what you said.
think that's what I rolled. I meant 6. I have
Okay,
plus
so
1 dex.
9. Okay. And you added your +3, Falk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys, using the hedgerow, you stealthily creep up to the copse of trees. As you approach, when you get about 30 feet out, I'll have you do spot checks as well. So Rafe and Falk will get them first.
Oh, dear God.
Dude, it literally fell back over.
Yeah, it was a 19.
was almost
it was
a
a
19.
19 and then it rolled back to a 1.
Yeah.
Do we also have penalties for the moonlight or whatever?
Yeah, I'm gonna figure those in
Okay.
here. What are the spot?
I got a 7.
10.
He's looking in his pocket. Not seeing anything
I'm
in
paying more attention to being silent than I am anything
I'm
else.
looking into your pocket.
No,
too.
you're looking in your pocket. He's looking into yours.
there.
All right, and then do a listen as well.
Just those two.
I'll have you in just a moment here.
Okay.
How you said you're 30 feet behind?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Rafe
12.
and Fault.
22.
Okay. So you don't see anything, but you do hear rustling coming from the trees when you're about 30 feet away. And then they're going to continue on.
I might give away our position here because I'll be like, I'll whisper to Falk that it's all clear up ahead.
And I'll shake my head and
There's nothing.
make
I already
general.
listened.
If he insists on keep talking, I am going to clamp my hand over his mouth.
Great. Then they'll get into a fist
If I,
fight.
if I was Ibu Dare, that would be a duel right there.
Yeah.
But I will hush if he insists to that degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then are you going to continue on?
Yeah.
In? Okay. So as they approach and get to the edge of the trees, now I'll have you do your spot and listen, Adina and Cho'Gath.
Yeah, because we'll have moved up to where they were.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, spots is 17
Same.
Okay.
and listens at 15.
Same.
Okay. So you don't hear, but
Already,
you
I said
see
mortar.
what appears to be the end of a scythe sword from behind a tree, and tusks coming from the another tree.
Okay.
That is just the outline of them. Both of you do.
Right. So then I'll try to get their attention, these two.
Okay.
You know, like a psst or a
So do
crew, crew.
what is it?
night bird.
Innuendo? Would that be?
Might work.
Yeah, that might do.
Okay.
But I'd also say like he could also possibly use like a knowledge skill maybe to imitate like an animal sound that he knows, which would be funny because he'd be doing
A
Borderlands.
blight, yeah, you know.
One of those worms. Oh my god, what is that?
It's the mating call of the majestic, whatever the hell
Yeah,
they're called.
I'll just try innuendo.
Okay.
Or innuendo. 6.
All right. So
What do we
roll a sense motive is what you guys are going to roll.
12.
18.
Okay. So you, Rafe, you get the idea that he's trying to warn you of something, but you're not quite sure exactly what. Falk, you do understand that he's warning you of something up ahead. As unfortunately, his innuendo just wasn't good enough to to give an accurate representation of what he's warning you about. So you just know there's something up ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to stop Rafe from moving forward anymore and wait for Cho'Gath and Adina to catch up.
Okay. So at this point, you guys are right outside of the copse of trees. So as you are waiting, when you guys move up about 15 feet, we'll have you roll initiative.
Like this box.
Works great for Brandon.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's my second natural 20 on initiative.
It's all going to come back in a
Pretty
bad
awesome.
way.
Still got some of that game master
Yeah,
on you.
I thought about bringing the cursed dice, but
Also, like I don't know if you guys get it, but when I game master, I get so used to rolling and not really caring
Yeah.
that translates as a player. So
Yeah. Whatever.
yeah,
All right. Cho'Gath?
23.
Nice. And Rafe?
10.
Adina?
5.
And Falk?
8. Spiral cancel out their large reach.
Oh, they have reach.
Okay. So, as you are approaching, you and Adina are approaching Cho'Gath, you see 2 Trollocs jump out from behind trees that are in front of Falk and Wraith.
Okay.
And it's going to be your turn.
How far away?
You're 15 feet?
No, from the Trollocs.
Oh, they're right next to him. As they were waiting behind the trees.
Oh, right where they were.
Yeah, and when you stopped them, they decided to...
All right. I will then scream a battle cry, for the light and Shi'enar, and charge.
House Shinoa?
I don't know if that's my house, but yeah, I'll charge the one with the boar tusks
Okay.
and attack.
9.
So 11, 16.
That's a hit.
Oh, nice. So 8, 9, 14 damage.
All right. So this is the one that you had slashed in the back that was on its way out.
Right.
So now you run up and a powerful cleave and just takes its head straight off.
Nice. All right.
All right. So the one that's left there has an eagle's head.
Oh, yeah, those ones are gross.
So he's going to give a guttural
Caw.
growl and attack.
We all get plus 10 liberty.
Cho'Gath.
Okay.
Remember, it's
So be 19
an
right now.
or it's a bird head, so it's got to be a guttural. So what would that be?
So he hits.
Okay.
2d4 plus something. These things were scary.
Well, it's like they're wielding a scythe.
Yeah.
So 6 points.
Okay.
Scythe swordsman.
I have 17 hit.
I remember getting a
Yeah,
lot of use out of
17.
Trollocs.
I took toughness. That's one of my bonus feats.
All right. And then we move on to Rafe. So you're standing there, and 2 Trollocs jump out from behind trees. Cho'Gath gives his battle cry and rushes in and decapitates one. The other one, seeing its fallen companion, attacks Cho'Gath and strikes a pretty vicious blow.
So is the other one... I'm not within its threatened area or anything like that?
It's right next to you.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and ready my club and move to get to flanking if I can. Or tumble to do it.
Yeah, you'd need to do a tumble to
Okay.
get through it.
All right, I'll go for it. 20.
Nice. Okay. So, Rafe, standing right next to you, he hefts his club, and then you see him vault forward and roll around the Trolloc and come up behind. So, yeah, you have flanking on it now.
Good move.
What? What's the thing they say? True blood something or other?
Oh, a true blood of Manetheren?
Lan always says it.
Oh,
it's in the old tongue. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Not that I'd be saying it,
Titus
but-
Shar?
Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
Titus Shar, Shannara.
That's right. Yeah. I won't. Yeah, but anyhow, that's all I can do for my turn.
All right. And then we have Falk.
Isn't
So-
tumble part of your move.
So you
action?
can cut the one
Isn't
down.
tumble part of your move action?
Will
Yeah, but I
inspire
had
me.
to
and
ready
I'll
my.
Oh,
give
club
my
too.
own battle cry, except it's more just a kid
For
screaming.
Queen Morgaze.
It'll be like, die, troll! And then I'll run up behind him and try
For
and
Andor,
stab him
for
with
the light.
with the boar spear. And fail horribly.
What'd you get?
Natural one.
That looks like 20 to me.
So yeah, your boar spear gets caught in the loop that you had. That was. You're carrying that on your back, or
No,
You just
I probably would have
holding-
been.
Well, got
Okay.
caught in his cloak.
so?
could've
Yeah,
got
it
caught.
gets caught on your pant leg, and you can't set it.
Because he wears Jinko jeans.
Yeah,
Are we still near the hedgerow? Could have got caught in there.
it's true. Yeah. But you're gonna
ridiculous northern
struggling with
fashion.
just getting it untangled.
Okay.
Because it gets caught in the counterweight. All right, and then we have Adina.
What a mistake those were.
I guess I'll have it make a reflex save 14. I'll try to encase its sword in air.
Okay. It's a critical fail.
Oh, so yeah, its sword is stuck fast. I cast it at a level 1.
Okay. So, Rafe tumbles around. It had just gotten done with its downward slash on you, Cho'Gath, and then it's just standing there now. You can see it straining like it's trying to come back up, but it's not actually able to move its sword.
Okay.
How much did you encase its arms too, or just the sword?
Because it says a small creature, I figure I probably couldn't get its arm.
What is a small creature?
It says 5 feet, so it's 5 foot square in this.
Okay.
So like a dog.
Yeah.
You could.
Like
Well,
his
it depends
hand
on
or-
where you wanted to target it at.
Well, the scythe sword is probably really big.
Yeah.
Really.
And for the most part, it doesn't really matter because the sword's what I was targeting.
Okay. All right, and then it's Cho'Gath.
Okay, so it's like heat of the battle, so I don't really have time to
Weird stuff happens all the time.
even
in
notice
Borderlands.
that. Who knows?
You just notice that he's a little slow,
Yeah.
but you do have flanking.
He's standing just like Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi for some reason.
What's that, a 5?
Yeah.
So 7 for flank, and then so 12?
That's a hit.
Jesus. What kind of AC are these?
It's a troll.
Not
It's
good.
large and it's got crappy.
6 damage? 7 damage, sorry.
Okay.
Well, that's a saving grace then. That
All
they
right,
have such
so-
low AC.
It's seems a little bit slower than it should be. While it's still followed through with its cut, you take advantage of that and stab in between the shoulder plate on its armor. It gives out a cry and drops lets go of its sword.
Can
And-
I reflex to release the weave without hopefully having anyone notice?
Mm-hmm. We'll go a DC 13.
15.
Okay. So yeah, it lets the sword go and it falls to the ground,
Okay.
and he's going to just try and melee you at this point without the sword. So it'll be attack of opportunity.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Because he's unarmed.
does he have natural weapons?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll take that attack of opportunity.
If
And
it
you're
was
gonna
the
regret-
Tusk one, he would have.
So that's a hit then.
Okay.
9 damage on that.
Okay. So yeah, he moves in to try and punch you, and you step back and thrust forward with your sword again,
Yeah.
under the beak, and impale it.
Yeah.
He drops.
Yeah, because I hate the eagle one. Even more than the rest of them.
They're by far the worst
Freaks me out.
and the
thinking about it.
stupidest.
You
Right.
get the
He is still
Temporary
breathing,
rage.
but he's down.
Right.
So if you wanted to finish him,
All right. So, no, not right now. I'll scan about for any other enemies with my move action.
okay. Well, we're dropping out of combat right now, so it's free actions.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and do spot checks and listens. All right, Cho'Gath.
3 spot, 12 listen.
Okay, and Rafe
7 listen and 22 spot.
and Adina
21 spot, 7 listen.
and Falk.
8 spot, 25 listen.
Okay.
Well, most
So-
of us didn't see anything.
Yeah.
but we can hear real well.
No way. I got
No, Adina
21
saw
spot.
really well.
Yeah, I
We
said
got the
most
high
of it.
spots.
Yeah. So you guys listen. We
Lead each other.
Hell,
what was it?
I saw something on the table, and so I went to pick it up. I thought it was a crumb, but then it started crawling on me.
Oh, probably one of those beetle bugs.
Oh,
Yeah.
How long does trace last? Does it give you constant
it's
updates?
instantaneous. So I cast it and know
Okay.
immediate direction and all the information, and then it's just over.
And then it's just gone. Okay. So, Cho'Gath, you don't see anything up ahead of you, and you don't hear anything up ahead of you. Rafe and Adina, you do see a very, very small shape that's kind of moving around. You can make out that it's the sack. And Falk, you hear some cries that are being stifled. So she's sounds like someone that's shouting through a gag.
I'm probably still focused, at least visually, on getting old.
And that is about 40 feet in front of you guys.
Well, I'll finish off the Trolloc. I'll just slice his throat.
Okay.
I figure you're probably going to speak up, so I'll let you do it, and I'll hang back.
Well, yeah, I'll point it out. I think that's the girl there.
I think you're
The,
right.
the flaming girl.
Beaver.
Things she's seen. She was in a
She
sack.
knows too
She won't
much.
have a good life after this. I'll go smite the sack.
No.
I'm going to kind of sneak around the outside, keep trying to look for any more enemies.
Okay.
As horrible as my sneak may be.
Yeah, I'll let you do
So that's not bad.
a sneak and or hide and move silently, and then I'll allow you another spot and listen attempt, and along with anybody who's gonna follow him.
Hide is 20, move silently was 12.
Falk, do you caution us to stay back? Because otherwise, I will probably just start walking towards the sack.
If I see you starting to...
Okay,
yeah.
well, I'll stop at your...
Okay, so yeah, other than the sack, you still don't see or hear anything.
Okay. Once I'm satisfied that there's nothing left, I'll come back and I'll work my way back around and say, I think it's clear.
Okay. So the sack is laying up ahead. Falk had just come back, said he didn't see anything further. And so it's about 40 feet ahead. As you guys move up, when you get to 20 feet, I'll have you do spot and listen again.
Okay.
This time.
Got 11 spot and a 3 listen.
Okay.
I'm not paying attention. I'm so pumped on the battle with the Trollocs. Like it,
They're easier down south.
yeah.
This is Rafe
14, 11.
and Adina, sorry.
I was gonna yell at you there. 6 and spot 22. Listen.
And Falk.
19 spot and 8 listen.
Okay. So yeah, don't see anything up ahead, just the sack. It's squirming around. You see a foot occasionally pop out the opening. What do you do?
Well, I'll rush to let the poor girl out then. If I don't see anything, I'll rush over to let her out of the sack.
Okay. So as you get closer, one more Trolloc jumps out and attacks you as you rush by.
Blood and ashes.
What's your flat foot?
15.
And luckily you duck under it.
Good.
Okay, and then we'll do initiative.
He wants to kill you.
I think that's the 6th or 7th one that I've rolled.
Doesn't matter. You're the game master.
Yeah, the Game Master rolls an inordinate amount of 1s and 20s.
In fact, there's just like those suggestions that you see on some D&D stuff where it's like anything that's not like a boss, not boss, but like leader monster doesn't actually get criticals.
Yeah,
They just hit.
I don't do them very often.
All right, Cho'Gath
21.
and Rafe,
14.
Adina,
2.
But
and Falk.
16.
from behind?
I'm so slow, the age passes me by.
It's the 4th age.
In the 4th age, Adina moves. All right, it'll be Cho'Gath. So he's standing right next to you, you having just ducked under his scythe sword.
Right, and I'll slice at his belly.
Okay. So this is a bare-faced one.
Potential critical. 18.
That's a hit.
Critical hit. So 14, 20, 23 damage.
He's a Trolloc himself.
All right. So yeah, that's
So
No,
a slice across his belly,
that does it.
spill his guts.
that's no Trolloc. That's a Borderlander. It's got the devil in him.
So yeah, you duck under the scythe sword, and from all your years of training, is immediately slash out with your
Yeah.
sword, open his gut.
Right.
And he gives you a pained look as he tries to stuff it back in and says, Cho'Gath, what?
What
It's your father.
What kind of head did this one have?
It was a bear's head.
Yeah, those ones aren't as bad.
Not a friendly.
Well, I'll spit on him.
Please stop. All right, yeah, that pretty handily defeats that one. So now you're just left with a sack. You can see that this was their camp.
Okay.
As they have their cook pot kind of ready to go, just waiting on a fire. So if you guys want to, I'm not saying you have to, but you could throw her in.
Yeah. Well,
I am kind of hungry, and channeling takes it out of you.
I'll let her out of the sack then.
And into the cookpot.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all in agreement here, right?
I'll move it a little so that when she comes out of the sack, she's not in the Trollocs guts, you know.
Okay. So yeah, it's a teenage girl. As you'd seen her before, she had been helping Bennett rub down horses and get everything put away in the stables. And she cries out and wraps her arms around you in that child death grip
Right.
that they have when they're scared,
Okay.
and just nonstop sobbing.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'll hold her and, whisper to her that she's fine now. We're going to take her home.
Once Cho'Gath or gets her out of the sack, I'll look in the sack for something else.
There's spit and snot from the girl. Yeah, there's nothing in there. It was specifically meant to just bag her.
Can we put something else in the sack?
They can
Did
place Rafe in the sack.
did the peddler come with us, or did he?
No,
stay
he
back at the
stopped
hedgerow?
back where he had pointed you across the field.
Okay.
And as you make your way back out of the trees, he's not there anymore either.
Right. Before we leave, I wanted to grab the badges of these Trollocs. The ones that show what their clan is.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to search their camp, see if there was anything of interest there.
Other than them, I mean, their swords and bows. They have some arrows, crudely made arrows. You do see some remains that are very human from the cookpots from nights before. But
How do you
there's-
react to those?
Yeah, I'll be taken aback by those, but try to find any personal effects that might identify who they are.
Yeah, the closest thing that you could find would be the badges. As for the badges, they're
Well, I meant the people that were in the cookpot.
the people. No, I mean there's it's not like neatly separated, as they pretty much, tear clothes off, throw them in, and then in some cases not even get that far, just eat them.
Right. Well, we were outside Caemlyn, right?
Yeah.
The Caemlyn guard should be notified about this.
Where'd they come from, Choga?
Right. So all I can say is I have no idea how Trollocs are this far south. I didn't know that they'd ever gotten past the border nations. Not since the Trolloc Wars or whatever.
As the
I don't know how they
badges
could have
are
gotten this far without being seen.
the badges that you'd pulled off are a black with a red spike on it.
Okay.
Yeah. As you don't recognize that particular band.
Right.
Okay. So you guys make your way back to the Golden Stag, following the road, and as you approach, there's a patrol of Queen's Guard that are already there. They're taking statements and inspecting the body of the Trolloc that you'd killed. You can tell when you come into the stable yard that the lieutenant that's there is keeping his cool, but as the other Queen's Guard are staying well away from the body.
Right. So do we see what was his name?
Bennett?
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay. So as you walk in, the crowd gathers back around you. Notably less people than there were when you had left. But there's a stocky, sandy-haired man, roughly in his 20s, who comes up and introduces himself as Lieutenant Jerem, and he starts questioning you about the events. So he's not asking anything other than real basic information. What happened, where did it come from, things like that.
Yeah, well, I'll tell him what we know.
Okay. And are you going to tell him about the camp as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after quick questioning, he'll dispatch a messenger to go get more Queen's Guard to go check that camp out. And then he makes arrangements for the removal of the Trolloc body as well. As salutes Cho'Gath since he did all the work. So, but yeah, he thanks you guys for upholding the Queen's peace here, and the crowd gathers back in for more congratulations, especially seeing that you have Serene. Let's see.
Right. Well, once the girl goes to her dad or whatever it was, or that old dude, then I will start trying to bandage my wound. Does anybody know how to do first aid?
I do.
So when
Okay.
you get back, amid the kudos and the congratulations and the questioning, you do see that the beggar is there, and Bennett comes out and collects Serene, thanks you heartily, and Master Farron calls his servants over to bandage any of the wounds.
Okay.
And the beggar, having been all but forgotten, steps forward and grabs your cloak, Cho'Gath, and asks, "My reward, sir?" He coughs, carrying the fetid odor of his breath toward your face. Much have I done, but I only ask little. Only it's so cold out. Give me your cloak so that I might warm myself. That is all.
No.
At that, Farron wrinkles his nose at the stooped figure and says, "Well, I suppose you deserve something, but you'll not go troubling my guests. If it's cold you are, I'll give you a blanket, 2 even. You've earned them, and you can sleep in the loft, there above the stable. Now go on. Call for a bath if you want one, but don't come back into the stag without one." The beggar raises his cowled head, and you see his eyes studying you from within. For a moment, he reluctantly releases your cloak. Or after a moment, he reluctantly releases your cloak, takes the blankets that the servant offered, and turns and shuffles from the room.
You'll remember that.
Well, my cloak is actually special to me. It's family heirloom. Plus, he shouldn't ask for a reward for doing the right thing.
Master Farron turns to you and also states that due to your heroism, that the rest of the stay at the stag is on him, and he's going to upgrade you to your own suites as well. So food, drink, whatever you need.
Drink.
Yeah.
He's about to go broke.
Right. Well, I
I'm
want
a
to.
lightweight.
I want to say thank you to each of these people for going with me.
Moral support in my case.
Yeah,
Moral support in all of our cases.
Yeah.
And now, Rafe, it will be you telling people about Trollocs and them not believing you.
sure. Yeah, I'll actually truly be impressed. And I'll try to pitch. I could use somebody with the skill with a blade that you have on a hunt for the horn. So I'll try to pitch that to you.
Oh, the Horn of Valley. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, there has been
I totally forgot it was.
talk that was about 2 weeks before you arrived.
Okay.
Ilian called the hunt.
Yeah.
First in 400 years.
Absolutely, I will join you on the hunt. That's a noble quest.
My thought was, there are Trollocs here, the horn is bound to be here. Because Trollocs aren't even, Trollocs are real, and they're here.
Maybe. I mean, you've never really seen
Could be
one before.
Ogier. Still not sure.
They could have been drunk Ogier.
I just had a few too many.
Accidentally
looking like
ate some
eagles
people.
A man's cheeks get ruddy when they're drunk. Ogier is an eagle.
Let me grow an eagle head. Yeah.
Folk, yes.
Well, if it's all right with you, sir.
Absolutely.
No, I'm asking your name.
Falk, yes.
I'll hand you back your dagger. Thank you.
Glad that you're safe, miss.
Will you be joining us on the hunt for the horn?
Well, sir, if you don't mind, I would like to train with you a little bit.
How old are you?
17.
Yeah, I'm like 19. I'm not actually.
You're a warrior, though. You're a blooded warrior, though.
So the way that it looks for me is that was all like astoundingly good luck because I've
not
just
what I saw.
begun a soldier in life. I'm not like
Yeah, his first battle, he got wounded.
Yeah.
That's why he's here.
So that it worked out so well is as surprising to me as it is you guys.
But still, I'm impressed. And
Cho'Gath, not sir. If we're going to be companions and friends.
yes, Cho'Gath. Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and then I'll loudly order us up a round of something strong.
Yeah, the crowd that's there, they offer drinks and just nonstop, as you don't even have to order, as they're just coming up and giving you drinks. And as the night goes on, the tell becomes a little warped from what it was. You guys didn't just slay one, as you slayed 100 that broke through the shed.
Well, I imagine
they tried to raid Caemlyn.
That's probably Rafe's doing then.
And
probably
I feature more
embellishing.
prominently as is very important when I aided him that one time and established flanking that other time.
If it wasn't for you, the Trolloc on the other side of him would have just eviscerated him.
Yeah.
Put myself in harm's way.
Servants do come over and bandage you.
By the end of the night, you're the one that
The
did it
healing
all.
in this works very similar to D&D.
Yeah,
So,
it's like one per day or what.
You'll
For
get
level.
How hurt are you, B?
I took 6 damage.
All right, I'll shoo them away.
Okay.
And say that I'll take care of it. But the common room, no place for. So I'll try to lead him, like maybe to his room or my room or something. Probably his.
Okay.
Maybe a wink on the way out.
That's not proper.
I'll give you a wink on the way out.
Straighten my coat.
It's not proper.
Sweating.
All right. So as the night goes on, the crowd starts to disperse, still singing your praises. You guys have been upgraded to suites, so you guys are now on the second floor. You each have your own as well. Excuse me. So the next morning, you awaken.
I gotta do my heal stuff on him.
He's going to try and heal me.
Okay.
All right. So first, I'm gonna thank you. You're a good man, so I know that I can trust you in this, and I'll place my hand on your forehead.
Oh, okay.
And then only 2, but then I'll also delve and get +5 to my heal check, and then do a heal check on him.
Okay.
Hopefully it will be better. So you get 2 hit points back. They're converted to subdual.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm just sucky today. 7 on my heal check. So sorry, B. I was hoping to heal you a bit more.
Okay, so but can I recognize that that's
Yeah, you feel it feels like cold water being poured over your head.
right? So then I can determine she's a nice guy, right?
Yeah, or has some ability
use-
with the
Right,
one
which
power.
that's the only thing there is. So I'll say thank you. I said I.
No.
Your secret's safe with me.
No, not Aes Sedai, not yet.
Oh, okay.
And,
Well, I mean, so whatever. I know that
Yeah.
she's going that direction.
and
Yeah.
Right, so
Yeah, and you
one's
knew
the
that
same as another.
her the lady that was there last night was
Yeah.
a nice guy. So you
Right.
know.
So I know she's probably her apprentice or whatever. But they all get the same respect,
I will apologize, or maybe with a grimace when I'm healing him. Healing's not my talent. Very sorry.
Well, it obviously made a difference. So
Oh, yeah.
I'll still thank her.
But if need be, I can get you in the morning.
Okay. Well, I mean, I have 13 of 17. So
Yeah, you will gain 3 back from. Well, are you going to let the servants bandage him after?
No, that's
If you did-
I rolled for
okay.
that too, and I kind of it's
Oh,
a sucky
okay.
bandage.
Okay. Yeah, so you'll get 2 back by resting because of the heal, right?
That's converted to subdual,
Okay. You already got that?
yeah.
Okay.
and then I'll just
And
hit
that
him.
goes away after you sleep, right?
Yeah.
Subdual.
Yeah, and then I'll try it again in the morning, and hopefully take care of the rest of you.
Okay.
Okay. So the next morning, you awaken to considerably more comfort than you had experienced in the tiny, crowded rooms that you'd been forced into previously. Hot breakfast awaits, and another round of friendly greetings marks your arrival in the common room. This is the day that some of you, if not all, have been waiting for. This is the day that they're going to parade Logain through the streets. So the morning is yours up until the parade point. Who does want to watch the parade?
Me.
Oh yeah, I'll in fact suggest that we all do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who wouldn't want to see?
I figure it's probably within my mission description.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
And you've noticed Sheena hasn't returned yet. She didn't say how long she was going to be gone. She just told you to wait there, though.
Yeah. All right. I'll wake up, eat my food, and then see if he's in his room. If he is, I'll try healing him again and hopefully top him off. And then I guess I'll go about maybe some gather informations.
Okay.
Looking for my mentor. All right. So, are you in your room, B?
Yeah, I would be writing in my diary
Yeah. So,
about what happened.
So you get a knock at the door.
Right, I'll answer it. Usher you in.
how are you feeling?
Better.
All right. I'll look at his wounds, and then, all right, brace yourself. There we go. 9.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Just takes the 4 I have to make some subdual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll feel way better, and I'll thank her profusely.
I fail at my composure check
Okay.
to kind of hide that I'm like, I don't know, not full of myself, but like proud that I was actually able to lay some healing.
Yeah, so a huge, more than last night, huge surge pours through your body, and again, it's like being dunked in a river back home, full winter.
Yeah.
But as you think Adina, a big, broad grin on her face, that after a few moments she like rubs her
Probably smooth my skirt.
smooth skirt and starts to rein that smile in.
Okay.
So
Then I'll go down to the common room.
all right, and are you two already down there, Falk? And
Yeah, when everybody appears, I'm like, friends, heroes, hunters for the horn.
I
Let's go see Logain.
probably got my head on the table with a hangover.
Yeah.
I'll
groaning.
I want to whisper to
This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.